We are back with Kevin O'Leary, Shark Tank investor and chairman of O-Shares ETFs. I'd love to talk to you, Kevin, about Warren Buffett and the annual Berkshire Hathaway shareholder meeting that happened this weekend. Yahoo Finance once again streamed that live, and they took aim at Robinhood, the commission-free trading app. Buffett and Munger, Charlie Munger, both said that it was feeding off the speculative trading in the stock market and actually contributing to it. Take a listen to what Munger had to say, and then you can respond to it.
That is really waving the red flag of the bull. I think it's just god-awful that something like that would draw investment from civilized men and decent citizens. It's deeply wrong. We don't want to make our money selling things that are bad for people.
You know, Robinhood took to Twitter to respond to that. Among other things, they said that the pair insulted a new generation of investors. What side of the coin do you sit on there?
Well, I want to just say that I have ultimate respect for Charlie Munger. I'm a huge fan of his philosophy of investing, but that doesn't mean I can't disagree with him on an issue like this. I'm also a balance sheet cash flow guy. But on the other hand, I'm well aware that there's 100 million Americans today that do not have anything set aside for their retirement. That's a huge portion of the population. And I'm a participant in, investing in this space and trying to get financial literacy on the agenda. We certainly support that at Shark Tank. We spend a lot of time in high schools talking about how important it is for you to start thinking about long-term investing when you get your first job in your 20s. I even have an app I'm a shareholder in called Beanstocks that does exactly that. But, the thing that I think both Warren and Charlie may not have considered is Robinhood, with its 20 plus million accounts, has done a great service for people that have never invested in a stock before. It's a misunderstood platform. I had a chance to talk to its CEO, Vlad, a couple of months ago before he went in front of Congress, just to give him some moral support, really, because I thought they were tearing to pieces, and others did the same. He actually has built a very thoughtful platform. Many people don't realize you can't short a stock on Robinhood. It's very hard, or at least he's trying to reduce the way you can blow yourself up, excessive margin, that kind of thing. He is really trying to make it safe for the first-time investor. And by getting young people into buying and selling stocks at an early age, I don't see that necessarily as a bad thing. I think it's part of financial literacy and supporting the education of one that would start to think about building a diversified portfolio. Now, I don't consider day trading investing, but it doesn't mean it's a bad thing. Investing is deciding on building a diversified portfolio and holding on to it for your lifetime, as it provides you market returns over a long period of time. And certainly that's what Warren Buffett did and Charlie did. They were long-term investors, and I still think that's the way to go. But learning something on a platform like Robinhood is a good thing. And I don't think Robinhood's going away. I have a Robinhood account. I have a Reddit account. I ride with the herd. I watch very closely what they're doing. I certainly want to make sure I'm not short a stock they're going after. And that's become part of the protocol in my operating company. We listen, we watch, and we're very careful when we put on a hedge on the short side that it doesn't become the target of the herd, because you can lose a lot of money that way.
And we saw it happen, right, with GameStop and AMC earlier this year. Want to switch gears and talk about an area that you're pretty exposed to right now, and that is the psychedelic stocks. We actually had the CEO of MindMed on recently when they uplisted to the NASDAQ. A lot of people are drawing similarities between the psychedelics and cannabis stocks. I know the last time we talked, you were not in cannabis. Have you changed your outlook there at all?
No. There's a huge difference between the cannabis industry and the psychedelics and the nascent psychedelics as medicine, industry. I have multiple holdings in psychedelics, multiple companies' shares. I'm a big believer in the sector, but here's the basic difference. Both cannabis and LSD, if you want to look at that, or psilocybin, are Schedule I narcotics. They are illegal drugs unless they are put through the protocol of FDA trials towards a medicine. Now, the whole industry of psychedelics is going through the FDA trial path. They're not trying to sell recreational drugs. And so there are some outliers, but not many. The major players in psychedelics are trying to show the effectiveness of different molecules from psychedelics and how they can really solve some of society's biggest problems around mental health. around addiction, around ADD, opioid addiction. All of these are multi-billion-dollar problems to society, both in North America and globally. And if these companies can effectively show that these medicines work, it's going to be very important for society. So they're going through these trials now, and that's basically what the industry is funding, a series of FDA trials. And MindMed's one of those companies that does that. And so I don't own a single cannabis stock, privately or publicly, because it is a Schedule I narcotic that is actually creating recreational drugs. I want nothing to do with that. It's not clear yet that they've proven their medicinal upside of cannabis and CBD, et cetera. They haven't gone through enough trials, in my opinion. It's just my opinion. But certainly, I don't want to be involved in, supporting a transfer of a Schedule I narcotic from one state that allows it to another that doesn't. That's breaching the RICO statutes. And I think that's a huge issue for institutional investors. And until that gets resolved, and there's a lot of thought that maybe in Biden's administration they will take it off the Schedule I narcotic. I'm talking about cannabis now. Great. If they do that, then I can look at it as an investor. But until then, I'm not touching it.
All right, we're going to leave it there. Kevin O'Leary, always great to have you on the show. Best of luck with the new show. Come back and talk to us about it when you can.
Take care. Thank you very much.